Nigga, we on worldwide television. Can you fight this nigga talking mad shit, man?
No, because you're a piece of shit.
I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua.
His second fight at heavyweight against a bona fide.
The boxing world just saw something unbelievable. Mike Tyson went straight at Jake Paul after Anthony Joshua destroyed him in a fight that shocked everyone. Paul lost his confidence along with his jaw, and it exposed him as someone who talks big but cannot back it up. The crowd reacted loudly while Tyson tore him apart with words, and Jake was left looking embarrassed and exposed.
Down to the body with the right hand for Anthony Joshua. There's a big left now.
December 19th, 2025 turned into a night where the truth hit hard. Anthony Joshua stepped into the ring and stood across from Jake Paul. By the end of it, Paul was not just defeated, he was completely broken. His jaw was shattered, his ego was gone, and the crowd watched in total shock. The arena stayed loud with disbelief, not only because of the brutality, but because people finally saw years of Jake Paul talk and online hype collapse against real professional skill. Paul spent years creating a loud image based on empty threats and attention-grabbing moves, always claiming he could beat anyone from past legends to current champions. When the final rounds ended, none of that talk meant anything anymore. The moment became even more intense when Mike Tyson stepped in, fired up and ready to rip into the young star, delivering a verbal attack that was brutal, shocking, and impossible to forget.
Oh, the uppercut, he took it! Jake Paul took it!
Before this moment, Jake Paul built a reputation of acting fearless and unbeatable. He kept calling himself the best fighter in the world and said he would destroy anyone who dared to face him. Through press events, online videos, and social media posts, he repeatedly mocked and disrespected legends including Anthony Joshua and even Mike Tyson.
Oh, the right hand right! Oh!
Even if he does land his best shot at the moment, not that much is going to happen.
His approach to promoting fights was full of bold promises, non-stop threats, and an annoying level of arrogance he proudly showed off. He thrived on talking endlessly, creating drama, and chasing attention while presenting himself as someone unstoppable who could face any challenge. But when it came time to show his real skill in the ring,
no one's done more for the sport of boxing in the past decade than myself, so I think if people really cared about boxing, they'd want me.
Paul built his entire attitude on something that was never truly solid. His biggest proof of being real was that questionable win over Mike Tyson in November 2024. That one fight became his answer every time people challenged his credibility. He made sure no one ever forgot it. He claimed he was not just an online personality pretending to box. He said he was a real fighter who defeated a living legend. After Anthony Joshua knocked him out tonight, Paul claimed his jaw was fractured because of the powerful punch seen in the footage. Now it is time to look at what really happened.
Everyone wondering what the hell is happening, and Joshua continues to chop down Paul. Joshua, the predator, counter right. There's the right hand.
I'm a very respectful guy, brought up by a good family, but if I can kill you, I will kill you.
Fast forward to December 19th, 2025, when Anthony Joshua climbed into the ring. From the opening bell, it was clear this would not be another hype-filled show. Joshua stayed in full control from start to finish. Every punch he landed proved that true champions do not rely on talk, they fight through pain and finish the job. By the middle of the fight, the damage to Jake Paul was clear to everyone watching. His jaw was badly broken, and with every clean hit, his long-built confidence slowly collapsed. The usual smirk and arrogance on Paul's face disappeared and was replaced by shock and pain. He had spent months claiming dominance, mocking legends, and promising victory, but none of that prepared him for the reality unfolding right in front of him. The crowd reaction pushed everything to another level. Fans exploded with cheers for Joshua, mixing satisfaction with disbelief as they watched a fighter collapse who had built his name on talk instead of real ability. Social media instantly caught fire as clips of Paul taking heavy punishment spread everywhere, exposing someone whose loud words could not survive real contact. The gap between his confident talk before the fight and the harsh truth in the ring was impossible to miss. People were not just watching a match, they were witnessing payback. This was the moment hype met true skill and was completely wiped out. This was not just another loss on Paul's record. It was a turning point where his limits were revealed in the most public and humiliating way possible. But Joshua winning was only the start. Mike Tyson, who had faced Paul before and knew exactly who he was, stepped in after the fight. His presence was intense and his anger was clear. Tyson cornered Paul and tore into him with words that landed harder than punches. For a man who built a career on trash talk, there was nowhere to hide. Paul's weak excuses, his claims of holding back his talk about strategy and past wins were all destroyed by Tyson's brutal verbal attack. This moment marked the real end of Paul's image and showed the boxing world one clear truth. He could talk endlessly, but he could not fight.
He looked angry up there. I've never seen him look so fired up. He was giving it the throat slashing gestures. He wants to hurt.
Mike Tyson did not calmly enter the arena after Joshua delivered his crushing win. He rushed in with unstoppable energy, and the mood shifted instantly. Fans who had just seen Jake Paul suffer serious damage suddenly locked their attention on Tyson, knowing something serious was about to happen. The anger in Tyson's eyes was clear and his disbelief was intense. The moment he moved close to Paul, the tension inside the building reached its limit. This was never about friendly praise or soft support.
World. Respectfully. That's just the mentality we have to have as fighters. I don't know if any other fighter thinks that way. Maybe they're a bit more tame. But the things I watch and the way my mind works, when you're in that ring, it's a dangerous place to be and anything can happen. You hope your opponent leaves the ring safely, but if they don't, you still have to go to bed at night.
Tyson pushed Paul back into a corner and unleashed words that sliced through all of Paul's hype with ease. "You talk big, you pretend to be tough, but when it counts you fall apart," Tyson shouted. Those words hit harder than any punch Joshua had landed moments before. What made it even more brutal was Tyson's authority. This was not a random critic or loud fan. Tyson had already fought Paul, taken his shots, and gone the distance. When he spoke, every word carried real experience. He did not need to prove anything because his history in the ring already had. Paul, who had spent months talking trash online, mocking legends, and calling himself unbeatable, suddenly looked exposed and helpless. His weak excuses about holding back or saying things were different only made the situation worse. Every attempt to defend himself was torn apart by Tyson's hard stare and straight truth.
So maybe Tank isn't used to being...
The crowd energy was completely out of control. Some people stood frozen in shock while others cheered loudly, enjoying every second of a man finally being exposed who never knew when to stop talking. Cameras caught every step back and every sign of fear on Paul's face. Everyone inside the arena felt the moment hit hard. This was not just verbal punishment. It was raw, undeniable truth playing out live. Social media exploded instantly. Clips of Tyson confronting Paul spread everywhere with tags like "Jake Paul destroyed" and "Tyson unleashed," taking over within minutes. The focus was no longer just the beating in the ring. It was Paul's ego collapsing in front of the world.
Because Anthony Joshua is out there saying that he's...
Paul completely fell apart, shaking, bleeding, and fully embarrassed, with no way to protect his image or pride. All the confidence he built online, every claim about beating legends, and every viral moment of disrespect vanished in seconds. His weak excuses, like saying he was taking it easy, meant nothing. With Joshua knocking him out and Tyson tearing into him with words, Paul was fully exposed for who he really was. Someone who talked big but could not deliver. The mental impact was massive. His online persona, built on arrogance and fake drama, was destroyed instantly. Fans and critics alike shared clips non-stop, mocked the collapse, and celebrated the downfall of a fighter who lived off talk instead of skill. The reactions from boxing legends made the collapse even more severe. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury spoke honestly, and their words were harsh but fair. They made it clear he can talk loudly and create attention, but he does not fight like someone who truly belongs in boxing. Anthony Joshua stood nearby watching everything unfold, and he did not need to speak. His calm presence said enough. He was the man who had dominated Paul inside the ring, and now watched the so-called future of the sport fall apart in front of the world. Mike Tyson, having already faced Paul, only confirmed how accurate the verbal takedown was. When a legend like Tyson exposes you, there is no response left. In the eyes of the boxing world, Jake Paul was finished as a serious fighter. He was no longer a contender, but a sideshow with more talk than talent. That night delivered lessons far beyond the fight itself. Loud promotion, fake drama, and online fame can never replace real skill, true heart, and real dedication. Paul built his image on noise, controversy, and self-promotion, and it all collapsed under the hard truth of real boxing. Tyson symbolized that truth perfectly, showing that hype alone cannot survive once the bell rings. December 19, 2025 became more than a fight. It became a moment of clarity. A night when a reputation built on noise was destroyed in the most public way possible. When it ended, the reality was simple. Paul could talk, sell tickets, and gain views, but when real punches started landing, he could not perform like a true champion. Joshua broke him physically, and Tyson broke him mentally, leaving no room for debate. Words without substance mean nothing, and fame without skill fades fast. This chapter of Paul's story stands as a clear warning about arrogance over confidence, and what happens when hype finally meets reality.